Hi, everybody. Isn't this nice? Oh my gosh, I love seeing all these new people. How are you all? Right, so nice to have you all here. Wow, this is my first webinar, so this is quite exciting. And today we're going to talk about how to stop procrastinating when it comes to your money. And I know, everyone can be better at money, right? This is one of the things that I'm really passionate about helping women understand that there's always another way, and it's always easier than you think. Yeah. Right, in the chat box, I'd just like everyone to just say hi and let's just make sure that's all working. And I want to know where you're from, all of that kind of stuff. Okay, I might stop my sharing so I can see that for a second. Hi, Bernadette and Tanya. Nice to see you, Tanya. It's been a while since we've connected. Hi. How is everybody? This is great. And Virginia. Awesome. Okay, nice to see all your beautiful faces. Hope your day's been great so far. This is all coming in very fast. As I said, this is my first webinar, so I am really excited to get this going. Let's share my screen. Now, can you all see my slide here saying how to stop procrastinating? I'm going to get straight into that, because otherwise, if I stop and start talking to all of you guys, I'm going to get lost in the tech, right? So first of all, I just want to know a lot of you already know me, but I just wanted to introduce myself. My name's Julia Scott, and I'm a finance professional. I'm a chartered accountant, and I'm also a former financial advisor. And the big difference from my work is that I'm certified in Feng Shui and money mindset. And I truly believe that that makes all the difference when it comes to women and money. So I empower women with money so that they can feel more assured and confident and decisive when they make their financial decisions. I want you to be able to step into your own financial brilliance and build wealth the feminine way. Right. So in today's masterclass, we're going to talk about how to stop procrastinating when it comes to sorting out your money. I'm going to talk about the financial aspects of that, the energetic aspects of that, and of course the mindset aspects of that, because I truly believe that money is not just about finance. It's about the energy and our thoughts and our beliefs as well. In fact, I think the thoughts and belief part is even bigger than the money part. And I don't know why a lot of the financial institutions and whatnot sort of don't talk about this, especially when it comes to money for women, because women do money very differently than men, right? So at the end, I've got an awesome bonus, which will help you if you're ready to take the next step to shift your relationship with money for good. So stick around for that. So first of all, money is like the ocean, right? It's vast. It's unlimited. There is an unlimited supply of money available to everybody in this world, and you having more does not mean that somebody else has less. So that's the first thing to get into your head, because a lot of women have a problem with this, in that they think that maybe wanting more money is somehow greedy, or if they do better in their business or charge more, then it's not helping the other person. But it's quite the opposite, because I personally want more women in the world to have control of wealth, because women make different decisions when it comes to money, and we spend it differently. We just do money better, and we're wired to nurture. So when we have money, we are going to use it for good, and we're going to share it with the people in our community, and for great projects, and employ other people, and all of that kind of stuff. So money is a beautiful thing. And I think that just to put it in perspective, something like about, I think it's 92% of the world's currency is just not even available in physical form. It's all digital. So if you can get your head around that, so we don't even need to print money anymore, because when you think about it, everyone does everything on cards and in transactions, and it's all very electrical and energetic. So this is why money itself as an energy has changed a lot from the kind of money situations our mothers and our grandmothers found themselves in. First of all, those kind of women weren't even allowed to make a lot of their own financial decisions. But even if we're talking about the men back in our grandparents' era, it was very different. Money was literally just a physical thing. And now we have, like, it's becoming more and more unlimited. So get your head around that, right? And I want to tap into your expectations, because I would like to know what your expectations are around what's possible for you with money. Because believe it or not, if you don't expect that it's possible for you to make millions of dollars in your own name, it's never going to happen, right? We have to believe it's possible first. And if you're, say, for example, you're setting up expectations that maybe if you've got your own business, that your clients maybe don't want to pay your invoices on time, or maybe that you think that if you give them your invoices, they're going to judge you and go, who is she to charge for this? And she's charging too much money. Like, you don't know what's going on in your client's head, for starters. And second of all, if you expect that your clients are going to react that way when you send out a bill, that's 90% of the time that's what's going to happen, because there's this thing called energy, right? And it's quantum physics. Our thoughts influence our realities, because our thoughts influence our emotions, and whether we feel positive about money or not, whether we believe in ourselves, and that energy is just transferred to the other person whenever you have engaged in a money conversation. So it's like when you go into a room at a party and you see somebody standing over in this corner and somebody standing over in that corner, and the person over here has got their head down and they look like really sad, and they don't look like they're having much fun. And then you've got a person over here who's got this great, standing upright. They've got a smile on their face. They're they look like they're confident and they know what they're doing, right? So when you go into that party, which person are you going to go and talk to first? Probably the one who's confident. And it's the same with money. When you're talking about money, whether it's if you have a career and it's with your boss, or if it's to do with your clients, whenever you're talking about money, you need to stand in your power and you need to be aligned. This is so important. And this is one of the foundational pillars that I teach in all of my work, is to help women get aligned with their value system and their self-worth and self-respect, so that they can build their own self-wealth. So what we're going to talk about today is procrastination, right? Why does it occur? How can we clear it? And what is it, right? Procrastination, it's when you just put stuff off. It's like when we want to lose weight and we want to go to the gym. We know we're supposed to go to the gym. We know exactly what to do, how to lose weight. You just eat less and you actually exercise. But for some reason, drama comes up and you can't seem to manage it. And procrastination is always disguised as drama, right? And the good news is that it's really quite predictable in a way, because all of our decision-making abilities are run by our computer program in our mind, right? Which is our coding system that we got as a child. And this is all the money mindset side of things. So in your first 7 years of life, you received a lot of information from your parents as you watched the way they did money, from the people around you and how they reacted to money. And all of this stuff influences your programming that you have as an adult. And 9 times out of 10, we are not necessarily aware of what that programming is until we actually start to uncover it and look at it, right? So if something goes against your programming from when you're a child, like if you witness, say, your parents arguing about money, or whinging about somebody, your neighbor or a relative that had a lot of money and they called them greedy and not nice people, subconsciously you are going to have aversions to wealth, because you're either going to associate it with working too hard and having arguments and not seeing your family, or you're associate it with people who are evil and who don't care about other people, which is actually not true. So back to procrastination. what happens is if you have one of these underlying programs, which pretty much everybody does, if you come across a situation that is going to empower you when it comes to money, like if you have made a decision that I want to get my finances sorted, I want to start a savings plan, I want to start a plan to pay off my debt, or I want to start investing, your brain is going to come up with ways to sabotage it and make sure it doesn't happen. So we know that procrastination is purely related to your programming. And the good thing is that programming is learned and it can be unlearned, right? And this is the kind of stuff that I teach my clients to do. So now we know what procrastination is. Why does it occur? It occurs, as I said, because your programming system is trying to protect you. And that program was written by your inner 5-year-old, so it doesn't always make sense, right? So she might feel unfamiliar with you getting that next raise at work, or when you negotiate and you are going to have a no-brainer win in terms of talking to your boss for more money, or in terms of recruiting some new clients, sending out invoices. You're going to sabotage it, right? Because it conflicts with your program, and this inner 5-year-old version of you doesn't see that as something that is safe, right? It might be good. It might be good to be financially wealthy, but your 5-year-old witnessed your parents like arguing or complaining about rich relatives, and so she doesn't see that as safe. Am I making sense here? I really just keep on putting stuff in the chat if you'd like to share that. Definitely. So how can we clear it? Now, there's a great analogy that I like to use with this kind of stuff about uncovering all these beliefs that are holding us back. And it came from Louise Hay. And I don't know if any of you know Louise Hay, but she's amazing. Yeah, she started her own publishing company, which was worth millions, if not billions, by the time she passed. And she didn't start that until she was like 60. Like, it blows your mind, right? Because she just had this passion, and she was in alignment, and she knew what she wanted, and she just did it. And she let go of all this resistance because she did this kind of clearing work to clear out all these old limiting beliefs that were holding it back from when it came to making money. So her analogy is the turkey pan, right? So just say you've had Christmas Day, and you've got the turkey pan after the event, right? And it's just filled with just crap, and it's all baked on, and it's really ugly. And you're like, I don't even want to look at that. I'm going to leave it till tomorrow. And you just sort of leave it to soak overnight, right? And you come at it the next morning, it looks even worse because, like, you know, all the white stuff's come to the top, and it just, the water's gone cold, and it's all weird. But the good news is you've started loosening some of that baked on stuff, which is your coding and programming, if that can use that kind of metaphor. And then as you start cleaning it, and you get in there with your scrubber and your, disinfectant and whatnot, dishwashing detergent, you finally scrape away all that big stuff, and you can clean the pan. And in the end, you have not a brand new, but like a very clean pan. And that's how you get rid of all of these ways that we have been procrastinating. You start by uncovering what those beliefs are. You bring them to the surface, so to speak, because you can't clean what you can't see. Like if a housekeeper comes to clean your house, you've got to pick all the stuff up off the floor, right? And people always say, why are you cleaning for the cleaner? Because she can't see the floor unless you pick up all the stuff to clean everything. So it's a bit like that with money beliefs. You really need to take the time to find out what these underlying beliefs are. So step one, what's on your mind? Like, what are all these negative beliefs that you're having? And I want you sometime in the next day or so to write all this down. Get it out of your head so that you can empty it and make space for something new. Write out what your fears are. Write out what all the old negative sayings are that you heard about money growing up, and that you catch yourself maybe saying to your children or your friends or even yourself, because all of that stuff is it's giving you clues as to what your current programming is. So get it all out of your head onto paper. I know it's frightening, but you know what? You've got to get out of your comfort zone, because you can't keep doing things the way you've always been doing them. You've got to try something different. So you've got to get out of your comfort zone, and you've got to get in there and scrub that pan. No one wants to do it, but like, my God, it feels so good when it's done, and there's no fairy that's going to come and do it for you. You just need to have a go, right? So write down what is on your mind, and really declutter your mind, so to speak, right? And next, I want you to ask yourself, how would you want to feel, right? So if I say, if you think of your financial situation right now, my guess is you're not feeling very good about it, right? Because maybe it's, you're in a bad situation. Like maybe you've got a bit of debt, or maybe you have plenty of money coming in, but you haven't put it to work, or you're not sure where you're going to be by the time you retire, and it makes you nervous, right? So I think you just need to work out where you are now, and in 1 year from now, where would you like to be? Like if there were no limits, where would you like to be? And write it down, right? Where would you like to be? What would you like your finances to look like? How do you want to feel, more importantly, right? Because 9 times out of 10, well, 100% of the time, actually, money doesn't fix problems. That's why look at the rich, look at the celebrities that can't handle money, right? Money doesn't fix problems. Money simply amplifies who you already are. Right? So you need to find out what you think you're going to get from reaching your financial goal, the feeling. And it might be something like, I'm going to feel validated because I've built this amazing business and I know I can support myself, right? Or it might be like, I know I'm going to feel, maybe it's got to do with love. Like maybe I'm going to feel more loved and lovable. And so that's got to do with your self-worth. There's always an underlying feeling at play here. And it's important to do the work to uncover what that feeling is that is stopping you. And the way to do that is to say, if there were no limits, how would I feel? Like if I was assured that I couldn't fail and there were no limits to how much I could earn, how much would that be and how would I feel? It needs to have feeling words in there, and you need to be able to embody it. You need to be able to close your eyes, take yourself to that point in time and feel what it feels like. What are you wearing? How are you standing? Who are you surrounding yourself with? What are the emotions that you're feeling? Maybe there's a smell. What are you seeing? Are you sitting in this amazing office with an awesome view? All this kind of stuff. You've really got to be able to embody the feeling, because feelings are very important when it comes to money. And if you don't address them, just like the turkey pan, it's going to get feral and you're just going to keep layering all this dirt on top of dirt on top of dirt. So get to the bottom of it. And the other reason I want you to be able to write down how you want to feel is because the next step I'm going to show you is to do with decluttering, which is a Feng Shui tool, and I'll get into that. But when you are decluttering and when you are wanting to make a change in your life, you really do need to, first of all, identify how you want that change to feel, and you need to then make room for that new change to come in. Am I making sense? Just nod if you can. Yeah, great. Okay, so the next step is to declutter, right? So decluttering is a Feng Shui tool. It's the number one tool of Feng Shui. I think Feng Shui is amazing. It's been around for about 6,000 years. It came from China, of course, and it only really came to the West in about the 1970s. That was in the USA, and of course, for Australia, where I'm from, it was even later. So it's really quite new to Westerners. But when you think about it, all of this stuff, first of all, it's been around for so long, so it must work. And second of all, it's really quite common sense, right? It all comes back to that whole turkey pan metaphor, where you need to declutter all the crap so you can see the pan underneath, right? And be able to put it away and put it to use. So now the way I like to do this is not to overwhelm yourself, because going and decluttering your wardrobe or your whole kitchen or your desk or your workplace is going to be overwhelming, and you're probably not going to want to do it. You are going to procrastinate, and something will come up, some kind of drama, and you won't do it. So we just want baby steps here. We want little micro steps that will be able to compound over time, so that you can start gradually making those shifts and start moving all that dirt out from all of your underlying beliefs, and elevate your value system. So whenever I'm feeling stuck, my go-to is the fridge. And I, first of all, set my intention, like we said in step 2. I write down how I want to feel. Like it might be that I want to write a blog post for you guys. And I say, I want to be inspired with some awesome topic to write to my mailing list about, so to empower them with money. So I'll write that down. I'll go to the fridge. I'll purposefully declutter it, right? It doesn't have to be a massive job. You can set a timer for just 5 minutes, get it done. And then you feel lighter. You do. Like, you can do it with your wallet or your handbag. You can do it with your text messages or your email or your computer, like your desktop on your computer. You can do yourself. You can go and wash your hair, shave your legs, all that kind of stuff. As long as you do it with intention, just tell yourself, I am making room for new positive energy to come in my way. So, of course, there's always your desk as well. I think sometimes that is a bit of an overwhelming thing. So maybe start with something small. It doesn't have to be something on this list. You can come up with your own one. I like to maybe even look at decluttering your subscriptions if you want to get straight into money, right? But some of you, that might be too triggering, and it might trigger some procrastinating drama. So that's why I like to start with some non-financial decluttering. But if you're up for it, by all means, go straight into, if you've got an iPhone, you can just go into your settings on your iPhone. Let me do it now so I can do it with you. So you go into your settings, and then you click on your name up the top where it says Apple ID, and then there'll be a line for subscriptions. And you just click on that, and then that will list out all of your current subscriptions that you've got through your iPhone, which is just easy. And you can look at them and go, am I getting value from this? If you're not, delete it, and you might be saving $1,000 a year just by doing that. I'm not a big believer in going around and just culling all of your expenses, because that's very punishing. It's different. It's about going in there, looking at what's going out, stopping the leaks that don't make sense. That's all it is. It's not about punishing yourself. It's not about like beating yourself up about mistakes you made when you bought that pair of shoes a while back. It's just going forward. I don't seem to need, say, this gym membership because I never go anyway. And I'd rather just pay by the visit, because that's just the way. It's just more efficient that way. So look at that kind of stuff. And when I put down bills here, and this might seem counterintuitive, but again, it's a bit of a brain twister and a pattern interrupter, especially when you're coming across something that is to do with procrastination. You want a pattern interrupt because it is a pattern. It's just emotional. So I want you to be able to pay any outstanding bills you have with gratitude. It makes a lot of difference. So even if it's, say, a big tax bill or something, be honored that you have a tax bill to pay. Like, if you have a tax bill, that's a great thing because it means you're making lots of money. So be thankful that for the money that you made that brought that tax bill on. You're also, that money is going into our community. It's going back into schools and the health system, social security, or any kind of government benefits, all that kind of stuff is all, when you pay your taxes, that's what you're contributing to. So flip the script and try and look at it from a different way. So what you, with energy, what you put out into the world, energy-wise, is what you get back. So if you put out gratitude and thankfulness, all of a sudden you will find that people will start paying your bills. Right? If you've given a client an invoice, you might get an influx of payments of that. It's really quite beautiful. Just try doing something different. Like, what have you got to lose? You're going to pay those bills anyway. And most of the time, when you're paying bills, it's just, yes, money's going out, but money is always in flux and it's in flow, and it's like the ocean, and it comes in and it goes out. It's like oxygen, all that kind of stuff. And if you stifle the dam and you dam it, money can't come in and out to you anymore. So some people have a problem with actually saving too much money and not spending much money. That's just as bad sometimes, because not only are you not spending, you're also not investing and taking up opportunities to make money from money. There's always another way to look at it. Okay, so we touched on Feng Shui. Feng Shui is a beautiful thing. I'll probably do another masterclass on that another time, but I definitely talk about it in my money courses that I do with my clients. I give them all personalized Feng Shui prescriptions to really shift their energy in their home or office. The biggest tip I can give you right now for Feng Shui is to just fix anything that's broken. If you have light globes that aren't working, get them fixed. Go down to the hardware store or the supermarket right now, go and get however many globes you need and go and fix them. You will be able to see things in a new light, literally, like it is a metaphor. You will be able to see what is in front of you. You will be able to see opportunities. If you have a handle that's broken on your doors or your cupboards, that is a metaphor for not having a handle on your life. So you will notice some changes when you start changing your surroundings, and when you fix them and when you elevate them so that they're in full working order, because your surroundings are a reflection of what is happening inside of you, in your head, in your belief system, and of course, eventually in your bank account, because it's all related. Everything is energy, right? That's a very deep topic and I don't want to overwhelm you all, so I'm not going to go into it too much, but it's one of my passions and I talk about it a lot in my programs. Step 4 is to get clear on your goals, right? So what we've done so far is you did a dump of all of the fears and negative beliefs and sayings that were in your head to get them out. You set an intention for what you want to replace that information with, by saying how you want to feel like when you've got the money that you've got, or if you want to bring in new opportunities or you want some inspiration. We talked about that earlier. And then another way to make room is to declutter, right? So now we want the right information to replace all these old limiting beliefs, so that you can stop procrastinating and get stuff done, right? So step 4 is getting clear on your goals. You're 42% more likely to reach your financial goals just by writing them down and reviewing them regularly. That's a fact. There's been studies done on this. Like, it's so powerful. I don't know why more people don't do it. It's quite It's quite amazing, the power of writing down your goals. So when you're writing your goals down, it needs to be specific. It needs to be clear, and it needs to be written in this present tense as if it's already happened. And you need to say why you deserve it, right? So I like to use the analogy of when you're looking for a life partner, for those who are single. If you're looking for a life partner, you might have a list of all the attributes you want in your perfect man, woman, whoever is your partner. And then what I like to do is then write a list of my attributes. And then I like to put them together and see, where am I not lining up with the vibe of this person that I want to be aligned with, right? Who is he or she looking for in a partner, and where am I falling short? Where can I pick myself up? Because staying down here and just whinging about it is never going to connect you with the person you want to connect with up here. You have to raise your vibration and you have to meet them. And it's the same with money, right? So I like to always relate to money like love. We accept the love we feel we deserve. So if your money situation is not good, it means your self-worth is low, and you need to work on that. You need to understand that you are very capable of earning whatever money you want to earn. You are just as capable of anyone on the planet, but it is always ourselves holding us back. It is not necessarily to do with skills, because if it was making money was about skills, then librarians would be billionaires, but they're not. So it's got to do with a little bit of skill, but I would say 80% of it is mindset and whether you believe it's possible. As I said, with that analogy with the two people at the party, and one is looking very depressed and one is looking super confident and happy, where do you think you're going to go first? You're going to go to the confident, happy person. And it's the same with money. Money's not going to go to people who claim they're a victim, or say bad things about it, or don't promote their business because they're hiding, because they don't want to be seen. All this stuff affects whether it's easy for you to make money. So open your mind when you're setting your goals. Think big, stretch your mind. We are the only people holding ourselves back, right? We have this thing called the internet now, and it means that there is a really low barrier to entry when it comes to creating your own business. And this has been amazing for helping women to start businesses at a faster rate than men at the moment, because we have the ability to do all of this and to create something that is unique to our own skill set and be aligned with ourselves, and do it from home while we raise our children, if you have any. So what you focus on grows. You need to track your inflows, not so much your outflows, just as long as you're sensible, like we said before, and you don't stop any ridiculous leaks. You need to focus on money coming in. Ask yourself empowering questions. What can I take action on today in order to bring in more money, right? You're going to visualize your outcomes. You're going to write these desire statements of how it feels to have what you want to have in money or business. And I don't know if any of you have already done my money archetypes quiz, the personality quiz. Oh, good. For those of you who haven't, it's at loveluckwealth.com/resources, and it's free, and it's really uncannily accurate, and it helps you to understand your strengths and your gifts and your challenges when it comes to money. And knowledge is power, right? So why wouldn't you want to know that? It always comes down to self-worth. Like, you've got to know why you deserve money, right? It's not just going to come to somebody just because they ask for it. They have to raise the vibration to meet the vibration of the kind of income that they want to meet. So you have to get familiar with that, which is why I'm asking you to write it down, because it helps you to get familiar, and you've got to read it over every day. And I know that sounds like a lot, But this is the thing. If you want a different result, you have to do something different. You are not going to get to a different point in a different financial place doing the same thing that you did for the year before. So think big, open your mind, declutter, set intentions, set goals, review them every day. These are the things that are going to help you to stop procrastinating when it comes to your money and to embody the millionaire version of yourself. What would she do? She would take action, wouldn't she? She wouldn't make excuses. What would the super fit, healthy version of you do? She would go exercise and eat healthy, wouldn't she? She wouldn't, she's just not going to let crap come into her body. And it's the same with money. What would the millionaire version of you do? You have to get familiar with her, because she is the key to unlocking that procrastination so that you can get stuff done with your money. So I think I touched on this before, money mindset. If you don't believe it's possible, no one else will. Your dreams are your destiny, and all of the magic happens outside of your comfort zone. And you become what you believe. It's really that simple. Not only that, you become what you expect. If you're expecting the worst, if you're always forecasting the worst case scenario, that's exactly what you will get. It is quantum physics. This is not woo-woo. It is actual science. Your thoughts affect your reality because they affect the way you stand. They affect the way you speak. They affect the decisions that you make. They affect the speed of taking action on opportunities, even being able to see opportunities. If you're constantly saying to yourself, I'm no good at money, your brain will believe it. And if an opportunity comes your way to make money or to learn more about how to be better at money, your brain will come up with all these reasons why it's not a good idea, because your brain wants to keep you in the same place you've always been. That is the cognitive bias of the human wiring. Like, that's neuroscience. We always, our brain thinks it's safest to stick to the known. And unfortunately, if you're going to be super amazing and brilliant at money, even though it's a good thing to be brilliant at money, your brain has never experienced that before. So it's going to do whatever it can to sabotage it, procrastinate, and avoid it. So you've got to get acclimatized to the millionaire version of you. Get connected to her. Think about her. Become her. Like, just imagine what kind of decisions she would make and do that. So I don't know if we've got time for this exercise, but I'll throw it in there just quickly. Who do you aspire to be like? If you can write down the name of somebody who you really aspire to be like, dead or alive, I don't know, it might be Oprah Winfrey, it might be a friend that you think has really got it together. It might be someone like Sarah Blakely, or someone, the founder of Spanx, who's a billionaire now. Write down who that person is, and then write down all the values and just all the values that she represents to you, the kind of woman that she is. And then I want you to cross out her name and put your own name, because these are your values. You wouldn't be attracted to that kind of person if it wasn't possible for you. So it is so possible for you to be brilliant at money. And I just sometimes want to shake women to understand that it's all in our head. You've really got to do something different and just get out of your comfort zone and find another way to do money and to change the way you're making decisions. It is very possible. It happens all the time. And that brings me to, as I alluded to before, I have a money course which teaches exactly this. And it's an 8-week program to empower women with money. And so far, the women who have gone through it have had massive transformations. I'm very proud of it. It touches on finance, mindset, and Feng Shui, all of these angles, and we go into it in depth. And we look at how to set up a plan for yourself. But more importantly, before we even get to that stage, I help you clear money blocks so that you, when you get to sort of week 6, we can start actually looking at your financial situation and putting a plan in place for your financial future. Because the first 5 or so weeks, if you have money blocks, you are going to sabotage it and you're going to procrastinate and things won't happen. So you need to work on your mindset and you need to clear it. There is so much you can do, ladies. It is really powerful stuff. And I believe everyone can do money better. And I also believe that it's something that we can role model for our children, and it's a life skill that is not necessarily taught in school that we can teach the people that we love to manage their money better as well. So, yeah, do we have any questions? Let me just stop sharing. First of all, I'll just mention that there's a fast action bonus. If anyone wants to sign up for my 8-week program, Money is Your Lover, you can get 40% off, which is $640 off by using the code fast action in the next 72 hours. All right, I'm going to send it to everybody in a link, and Camille, my assistant, is going to put it in the chat as well, the link to that. I'm going, oh, look, there's lots of chatting going on here. This is fantastic. Thank you, Camille. That was great. And right, what time is it on? It is on this next round that starts on Tuesday. We have 2 sessions. You can choose which session you go to because it's just for convenience. So it's 9 a.m. Sydney time or 7 p.m. Sydney time. And everything is recorded, so you get access to the recordings. Of course, it's always awesome if you can be in the live, because then you can ask questions and I can help you along the way. It's a group format, so I think it works really well because we all learn from each other, and there's a reason why everyone is in the same group, because we're all energetically in the same place and we all need some kind of, I don't know, epiphany or phrasing that someone else uses to knock ourselves out of that pattern and to step into, a financially brilliant pattern, because it's very, very possible. So I hope I've answered your questions on how to get out of procrastination around your money. We need to declutter, you need to set intentions, you need to set goals, and you need to think like a wealthy woman, because you have to get acclimatized to be like her. And that is the key to helping your brain to stop seeing anything new when it comes to finances, whether it's good or not, as something bad, because your brain wants to stick to the familiar. So we want to get your brain familiar with the wealthy version of you. And you do that through all those tools we just talked about today. Right. Okay. So are there any other questions? No. Okay. Awesome. All right. Oh, thank you. That's so nice. Everyone's had a good time. Sorry, it's a bit wonky at the beginning because it's my first webinar, but I'm really glad that I got out of my comfort zone and got it done. And I'll be doing more probably next year. But in the meantime, love to see you all in the program because it's just such a beautiful thing. Okay. All right. I'll see you later, everybody. Thank you so much thank you for joining. Tanya's, you were fabulous. I think you were fabulous too, Tanya. And loved it all. You're beautiful. Oh, thank you. Beautiful inside out. I love that because I work really hard on making my insides beautiful and the energy beautiful. That is really important to me. And I receive that. Thank you. That is so important to me. And I want to teach that to you guys because it's all about energy. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for joining us. I'll send you everyone a copy of the recording by email. Bye. Bye.